A headline from every day of September 2020 from Not the Bee, starting at September 9th. Oscars so woke, the Academy has decided to impose stringent diversity standards for Best Picture nominees. Massachusetts Women's College describes itself as a women's college that is gender diverse. There is a tiger loose in Knoxville, and it's 2020, so whatever. Nancy Pelosi says Trump's Middle East peace agreements are just a distraction from COVID. Yup, she really said it. Louis Vuitton is selling a $960 face shield. Biden pushes gun control less than 24 hours after LA deputies ambushed in squad car. The gaffe to end all gaffes, a Harris administration together with Joe Biden. In a total cringe move, Biden played Despacito on his phone at a Hispanic campaign event. Wait till you read these lyrics. McDonald's is selling a $90 3-foot-long Chicken McNugget body pillow. Important update. Mowing your lawn is now racist. Yes, this is a real article from Canada's biggest newspaper. Study shows correlation between eating margarine and getting divorced. A bunch of Amish folks held a Trump parade yesterday with horses and cows and carriages and wagons. Oh, look, Ginsburg said in 2016 when Obama was trying to do it that it's perfectly fine to fill an empty SCOTUS seat during an election year. Watch this giant 6-year-old football player completely destroy all the normal-sized 6-year-olds. Seattle hires convicted pimp at $150,000 salary to advise on alternatives to policing. Oh, look, Hunter Biden received a $3.5 million wire transfer from Russia's richest woman while Joe Biden was VP. St. Louis Second Amendment couple faces down stalking protester who's screaming abolish the suburbs. A clip has surfaced of Biden calling a room full of troops, "You stupid bastards," and I have so many questions. Enjoy this glorious CNN interview being interrupted by a crowd showing CNN is fake news. Famed quarterback Joe Montana still has the moves, rescues grandchild from kidnapper. New York Post says Biden previously agreed to be checked for an electronic earpiece at tonight's debate, but is now declining. Hillsong Church accidentally posted a tweet slamming Trump during the debate. A headline for every day of October 2020. LeBron James, who claims to be persecuted, just bought a $37 million Hollywood mansion. Responses to Trump's Rona diagnosis from the left are exactly what you'd expect, and worse. Here's Planned Parenthood seriously pretending to care about an unborn baby. Oregon State professor says white Christians are to blame for West Coast wildfires. Watch this maniac race cart driver try to murder his rival by chucking a bumper at him as he sped by at a zillion mph. Teacher asks class who they admire. Student says Trump, gets kicked out of class chat. Mom records teacher and nails him. Wendy Williams tried to slam Trump over COVID, but she doesn't even know how to say the word COVID, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Former fat actress loses a bunch of weight. Narcissistic journalist cries about it. Yelp will now let people label your business racist. Time to ban hands and feet. Almost 2 times as many Americans were killed by punches and kicks than by rifles in 2019, FBI says. Liberal lunatic Keith Olbermann says Trump supporters must be prosecuted and convicted and removed from our society after the election. Barbie goes full woke with a video teaching young kids about white privilege and BLM protests, and I have some thoughts. Trump just straight up said Biden has dementia. Amy Coney Barrett uses the term sexual preference. Dems and media flip out while Webster's dictionary redefines the term. Twitter suspends Trump campaign's official account for sharing Hunter Biden video. Whoa, the guy who was Mexico's defense minister until 2018 was just arrested in the U.S. for drug trafficking. China now has explosive suicide drones that attack in swarms. Here's a mouse randomly joining a soccer game in Alaska and showing off some mad skills. George the Ghoul Soros has already tripled his 2016 election spending. This absolutely freaking deranged music video shows how the left literally worships abortion. Get Out star plans to produce live-action Barney movie that will be darker than the TV show. You know who doesn't get blocked on Twitter for spreading misinformation about COVID? The Chinese Communist Party. Take a look, or don't. This creep takes sign stealing to new levels. Watch Biden say a thing, then completely contradict that thing with his very next sentence. After years of building the AOC brand, AOC decides it's offensive. Bad lip reading did their work on the first presidential debate, and it's glorious. Guess who is now officially a Supreme Court justice? Please enjoy this clip of Trump walking out of a CNN interview 30 years ago. Look at this glorious map the New York Times made to lament the decline in abortions should Roe be overturned. Scottish hate crime bill. Conversations over the dinner table that incite hatred must be prosecuted. This is fine. Everything is fine. ABC's former sorority apologizes for celebrating her accomplishments as the woke monster claims another victim. A headline for every day of November 2020. CDC says cruises are allowed to set sail again, but passengers are not allowed on board. Earliest election result ever. Pennsylvania Attorney General calls it for Biden. Cookie poll that has accurately predicted the past 3 presidential elections shows clear 2020 winner. After Florida goes for Trump, Daily Show suggests blowing up entire state. The left just got crushed, admits journalists who predicted the opposite the day before. Twitter has censored 6 Trump tweets in the past 24 hours. Bill Maher looks to Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton to restore unity in America. Really? Again with the lists. What is it with these people? Does TDS cause OCD? Bigot has been given a new dictionary definition, and it totally isn't aimed at you. Jake Tapper isn't suggesting anyone make a list, only that you risk becoming unemployable if you support Trump, which is not at all the same. Major props to first person with Down syndrome to complete Ironman triathlon. NYC elementary school principal leads students in song of praise for new Supreme Leader Kamala Harris. AOC doesn't like her more moderate Dem colleagues, and she's letting the world know. A Montana man smashed his car through the front doors of a grocery store, then proceeded to drive up and down the aisles, and there are videos. So here's a dude scaling the border wall while builders are working on it. Watch this prominent leftist YouTuber call for the legalization of child pornography. California Ponzi scheme suspect flees police via underwater scooter just like a straight-up Bond villain. 52% of Republicans think the election was rigged and Trump really won. This is a photo of an atom. LOL company trolls Andrew Cuomo's Thanksgiving restrictions by selling hilarious Cuomo window clings. Powerful and connected New York City Democrats break COVID rules because they can. New In-N-Out Burger in Aurora, Colorado had a 14-hour wait time. There were fights and a guy lost his pants. Cringe along with AOC to this song about the Green New Deal. Woke media outlet tries to make a funny video about white stereotypes, and it's the most racist thing you'll watch today. Book publisher staff break down in tears over new Jordan Peterson book, call him icon of hate speech. We will not comply, chant New York business owners as they chase off health inspector and sheriff's deputies harassing them about alleged COVID violations. You are now permitted to go for a walk with another person in Vermont. You're welcome. ROFL. After years of calling Trump supporters Nazis and Klan members, Alyssa Milano wants to extend an olive branch. Jake Paul knocked Nate Robinson out cold last night, and Twitter had jokes. Rockstar Joe Biden apparently tops 80 million votes, more than any other candidate in history. A headline for every day of December 2020. Project Veritas has been listening in on internal CNN calls for months and is about to release the recordings tonight. Remember that dude who tried to escape police in an underwater scooter? He was scamming Bethel church members out of $35 million. USA Today fact-checkers compared Trump shirts to Nazi symbols, but they say pick a Biden staffer with commie symbol is missing context. San Diego teachers forced to attend trainings in which they are called racists, and that's not all. Marxism in action. BLM chapters are speaking out, accusing the central leadership of hoarding all the donation money. Somebody actually paid $192,000 for Barack Obama's high school basketball jersey. The former head of Israel's space division says aliens are real but a little shy. The resistance grows as 400 restaurants stand up to Her Majesty Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan. After getting caught cozying up to and possibly sleeping with a Chinese spy, Swalwell blames, you guessed it, Donald Trump. Watch this dude throwing a washing machine clear across a field with his homemade trebuchet. Genius. These codebreakers just cracked the Zodiac Killer's infamous 340 cipher 51 years after it was first published. Seattle is considering making it legal to steal as long as you're poor and planned on selling the items. Wait, what? Andrew Cuomo holding virtual fundraiser this week. $10,000 gets you video chat with the governor. $0 gets your business closed. Activist says all children should be put on puberty blockers, a position I'm sure won't be mainstream in 10 years. Are you going to pay my rent? Watch this California restaurant owner plead with health department inspectors to not shut him down. Pfizer CEO says he hasn't taken his vaccine yet because he doesn't want to cut in line. The Pennsylvania Health Department issued guidelines for Rona-free orgies, and in other news, our nation deserves the just wrath of a holy God. Lady uses her mask to pick up dog poo and then puts it back on. How about no? Andrew Yang calls for people to get special barcodes to prove they've been vaccinated. Wokies who have complained that there are not enough POCs in video games are now complaining that there are too many POCs in video games. Yep, your employer can legally require you to take the COVID vaccine according to new guidance from the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Federal judge says your taxpayer dollars will be used for a sex change on a man who repeatedly raped his own daughter. Watch Biden try to dunk on a reporter by calling him a one-horse pony. So Fauci just admitted that he's been lying to Americans about herd immunity. D.C. Mayor declares Christmas Eve Dr. Anthony St. Fauci Day, calling him a shining light in dark times. Birdwatcher stumbles across $1 million in ancient Celtic gold coins because why not? Update. We've got a second video of the bro clearing his driveway with a flamethrower, and he's dressed up like Cousin Eddie. Watch Biden refer to Kamala as president-elect earlier today. Minnesota man thrown from an automobile listed as a COVID death, and other shenanigans uncovered in Minnesota. Good thing we banned straws. New report says 1.5 billion masks will pollute the ocean this year. Man sues Hawaiian rolls maker for not actually making the rolls in Hawaii.